Well, hello there everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be kickstarting my 3-part video series to celebrate 100 subscribers. Again, thank you all so much, guys and gals. It really means a lot. I'm so chuffed, I'm really happy. I'm just amazed. So thank you very much. It means an awful lot to me and the absolute world. So I thought to celebrate, I should finally review this. I've been meaning to review this for a very long time now, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. So this was announced, confirmed, over a year ago now, and it came out on the 8th of July 2019, the day after John Pertwee's 100-year centenary. So this came out basically to celebrate 100 years since John Pertwee was born, and it's lovely. They done that, and actually, this is the only set in this range which has not been delayed, which is a miracle. And thank God, as far as I'm aware, there's no mistakes on this. Anyway, I'm going to be reviewing Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 10, Blu-ray box set. And here it is in its magnificent Pertwee glory. And as you can see, I've made a little Season 10 display. So we have Joe Grant and the Brigadier, a jail guard, Hartnell, Troughton and Pertwee, with Omega behind them, two trash eggs, Joe Grant's arms. Yes, that's the wrong Pertwee. The Gold Dalek, the Master, Dalek, the Supreme Dalek from Planet of the Daleks, the Third Doctor TARDIS, with Third Doctor in it, Anti-Reflective Lightwave Dalek, thank you Hannah, Dalek, the Third Doctor, not from the Green Death, because I don't have the figure. So I've got the Death to Daleks Pertwee, so basically I took that and put the Towns of Winshine cape on it, and it does look like it's from the story. The only problem is the boots, but I've tried to make it as close as possible. Hope I do get the Green Death Third Doctor, even though it's not really that different to this apart from the shoes. And we've got the 3 giant maggots on the ground. So yeah, that's the display, and obviously we have the gorgeous box set in the middle. So yeah, let's kickstart this review and delve into this magnificent box set. Okay, so as you can see, I'm basically filming this at a high angle. I was gonna do it sort of just like facing, forward, if that makes sense. But I thought, nah, be a bit fancy and, do it like this. I mean, it's nothing special. This is on it's not even a tripod, it's like a bendy wire stand. So if I hit the stand a couple of times, I'm sorry. But it's, not as good as a tripod, but it's the best I can do. Anyway, let's just delve into this gorgeous box set. So, let's just adjust it slightly. There we go. So here it is. Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 10, Blu-ray box set. So, we'll just... Do I have anything to say first? I don't think I do. No, I think I do. So, let's just get... Whoa, see what I mean? I just bumped it. Let's get started. So, as you can see, here is the front. We have, well, a mix, or I think a CGI render of well, the head is from an original photo, but I think the body might be CGI rendered. I'm not too sure. Basically, Lee Binding, who does these box set covers, he basically mixes photographs of the Doctor, or even the actor sometimes. I think he might take, like, you know, stuff that's not Doctor Who photographs from Tom and Colin. I don't know, I could just be making that up. But basically what he does is he takes a bunch of photographs and combines them and puts them all together to basically create an image which you might have never seen before. And I think it's really cool that he does that. So this is from a photograph. This is CGI rendered, though, I think, the rest of his body. I could be wrong on that, but I think it is, because I haven't seen any photo like that. One thing to note, when this was originally revealed, people complained about Pertwee's head because the head was actually... Lee Binding flipped the head around from the original photo, so that darker shade of Pertwee's face was actually on this side, and he was kind of like sort of dipping a bit. He looked slightly off, but thankfully Lee Binding corrected it, and I must admit it looks much more better and normal now. So obviously here we have the third Doctor, Jon Pertwee, in his Frontier in Space costume. It's the green jacket with the brown and orange cape, white frilly shirt, and bow tie. I could be wrong, but in Frontier, I should remember this because I just watched it recently. I'm trying to... Does he... Because I know he wears the green jacket in the story, but is it not the same one from Carnival of Monsters? Oh wait, does he not wear this? He wears this at the start of the Green Death, doesn't he, actually? Yeah, I think he does. But he's obviously not got, like, the cape on in that, because he changes into his black jacket when he, like, goes to, like, the mines and that. I'm not too sure. Either it's a costume that appeared in the season or didn't, but either way, it's still lovely. It's not what I would have picked, though, for the front cover of this, for John's costume. I would have much preferred the Planet of the Daleks one, or the black and red one. Because the red jacket one, that's probably going to be used on either seasons 8 or 9. And the black and red one, you might be thinking, well, they can just use that for season 11. I don't think they will. What I think they'll do is, I think they will use the Planet of the Spiders costume, just because it's Pertwee's last season, it's got his last story, so they want to use his final costume maybe for that. So, I don't know, but this would have been my pick. I'll just say that. I'm still happy with it, though. I love it. It's a bloody gorgeous cover. But yeah, I would have probably picked the Planet of the Daleks one, because I much prefer it. Anyway, so here we have obviously the Jodie Whittaker logo, and it says Doctor Who. Well, BBC at the top, but you know, BBC are bastards. The collection, season 10, PG. I'm not going to go into the cover yet. I know I pointed at John, but I've just thought it'd be much better when I take the slipcover off. Here was the spine, Blu-ray disc, basically the picture from the front, but with the monsters removed. Doctor Who, the collection, season 10. If you would like to focus. Thank you. Oh my god, that was way better. There you go. Much, 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 much better. Sorry, stop focusing. Again, PG, BBC. I'm going to go into all the sides first before we get to the back. Same thing again at the top. Same thing on the spine. Same thing as the other side. At the bottom, we have Lego Guff and the picture from the back of the box set. As in, of the actual box set, not of the J card. And here we have the back. So as you can see, we have the booklet holder artwork. Well, the booklet artwork, but it's also like at the front. You'll see what I mean. So it says, Doctor Who, the collection, season 10. Build your own Doctor Who archive of the Ultimate Collector's Set, a classic season featuring the third Doctor, all 26 episodes newly restored for Blu-ray and packed with bonus material. Just bump the camera again. Stand. The Three Doctors, Carnival of Monsters, Frontier in Space, Planet of the Daleks, The Green Death, and I'm not going to read out the bonus features. But you can just take a quick gander at that. Pause to read if you so wish. And starring John Pertwee and Katie Manning with Nicholas Courtney. One thing I want to point out of this box set, it doesn't have as much bonus features as the other ones do. Like you can see, it's like, I mean, I'm just gonna grab another one. Tell you what, we'll just grab season 18. Here's season 8. Season 18. I'm just gonna maybe not the best example, but you can just see how small season 10's is compared to season 18. And I find that a bit of a shame that it didn't have as much. But I guess you need to think that season 10 has had quite a few releases of the DVDs. Basically, you've got 3 original editions, then you've got 3 special editions from that season, and then the Dalek board box set. All the stories in that season on DVD, they're 2 discs each, basically the DVDs. So I guess they already had enough content as it is, but there's still a plethora of new stuff on this. But just, you know, there's just not as much like as I guess you're expecting to get. I don't know, but that's just one thing I wanted to point out. So we'll take the slipcover off, and we'll move that to one side. And here it is, the gorgeous, just clean cover. So, as I already said, John Pertwee, the Third Doctor, at the front, you know, like sort of taking up most of the cover, in a costume that did or didn't appear in this season, I can't remember. You've got the sort of usual grey background, and if you look closely, you can see his sort of diamonds from his title sequence. They're in a sort of golden yellow, which I do like, because we never saw like it in full yellow or sort of gold. The only times we really saw his title sequence in yellow was when it does a spiral part, and it's in pink and yellow. So it's just a nice bit of, you know, just something different. I need to stop bumping this stand, but it's kind of a tricky way to film it, and I wanted to do it at a high angle. So, and again, I've just bumped it. Great. So here are the monsters and the villains. So we have Omega, a Draconian, an Ogron, 2 Grey Daleks, and the big boy himself, the Supreme Dalek from Planet of the Daleks. Also, John is holding his sonic screwdriver. Now, the monsters, it's a fine amount, but I just, because my mate Alfie pointed this out, it's got a gaping hole, which looks slightly weird, but what they could have added, what Lee Binding, I suppose, but you know, everything he does is perfect. So, they could have added maybe a drash egg in the middle, just to fill that gap, and put like a couple of maggots, like one or, you know, just about 2 or 3 down here. Would have made it a bit more better, but I'm still happy enough of it. I mean, this is my favourite artwork of all the box sets they've done, because, well, it's Pertwee, so, you know, Pertwee is Pertwee. So yeah, and then we've got, again, sort of the more golden yellow of the monsters. There's like tints of pink, and even bits of blue in this, and some green actually. It's really lovely. It's a gorgeous front cover. So yeah, that's the cover. Again, everything's the same as before. And here is the back. So it's basically the TARDIS going into the black hole from the 3 Doctors. You can even see the unit lab there. The TARDIS just sort of like whooshing off after it, I guess you could say. Some people originally thought this was from Frontier in Space. People thought that was like a spaceship, like the TARDIS was doing something or whatever. Obviously, no, it's not. It's the 3 Doctors. And it's got like loads of, again, like blue, red and green and yellow and purple and just all sort of lovely, like sort of 70s colours, like shooting out. Like it's very 70s. It's lovely. And there's the TARDIS, obviously. Did I say Unit Lab? I meant Unit Headquarters. But yeah, that's the back. It's not my favourite back of the box sets. It might be. I don't know. I quite like the season 26 one. Actually, that might be my favourite. But again, it is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's Pertwee, so it's perfect. And if we just open it up, I'm gonna have to adjust. Apologies for the dog barking out there. Shut the fuck up, you little shit. So if we just open it, and we've knocked the master. I actually had to move some figures because I knew this wasn't, like, because to do this spread out, I knew it wasn't going to fit. I'm actually going to have to move another one, actually. I'm going to have to move my anti-reflective lightwave Dalek. Come on. Is that enough? That's enough. Right, okay. Right, okay, that should do. So we're going to start with the discs, and then we'll move on to the booklet and its contents. So here we have the Three Doctors. Disc, obviously. But yeah, we've got the Three Doctors, Carnival of Monsters, with... Actually, well, obviously... I don't really need to go through them because I'm pretty sure if you're a classic fan, you know who these characters are. But obviously there's William, Patrick, and John. Then we've got... Can't remember his name. His name's Vorg, I think. But we've got Carnival of Monsters, Frontier in Space with the Third Doctor and the Draconian, Planet of the Daleks, the best Third Doctor story in my opinion, with the Third Doctor in his Spyrodon sort of dress, gown, whatever, I guess you could say, and a Dalek. Then we have the best disc art ever, The Green Death, with John Pertwee as the cleaning lady on the front. I mean, that's just fantastic. That's how you do a disc art. And then we've got the bonus disc with the TARDIS on the front. That's how it usually is for these box sets. Basically, each disc has its own individual art from the story, and then the bonus disc will have the TARDIS on the front. Not unless you're season 23, which has two bonus discs. One's got the TARDIS and one has the Inquisitor and the Valyard, I think. So yeah. Again, if it would like to... There we go. So yeah, you may notice... Actually, we'll come back to that, actually. We'll just take the disc out. Move it to one side. We have a lovely picture of John Pertwee underneath with his title sequence. It's sort of brown and dark red and yellow and orange and even like bits of green here. It's really lovely. And we've got his head and the sort of title sequence coming out of it like it does. My mate Alfie pointed out his head is slightly misaligned, and he's right, it is, and that kind of annoyed us, but I mean it's fine. But yeah, I do love this. The colours sort of remind me of those ice rocket or fruit pastel lollies. I don't know why, it just reminds me of that. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Background, I guess you could say. Just put the disc back in. God. By the way, I can't be arsed to edit, so you're gonna get the full thing, basically. That sounds slightly wrong. Anyway, So if we move over to here, I've just remembered Zoom exists. Well done me. Anyway, so here we have the TARDIS artwork like you usually get with these sets. And this is basically the TARDIS on Spyrodon and Planet of the Daleks, covered in the sort of goo fungoid fungus, I guess you could say, with Jo Grant leaving the TARDIS. She is the first companion to be used for these TARDIS artworks. I think Leela's going to be used for the season 14 one. I think that one's Tom and Leela. It's basically the TARDIS on the planet and face of evil, which I can't remember the name of. I don't even think it has a name, actually. I think it's just called a jungle planet or whatever. But basically, whoa, just bumped it. I need to stop saying that. That's what you've got for the front cover. Not the front cover, the booklet holder artwork. And again, it's lovely. This is definitely my favourite of the TARDIS artworks. It just looks so... It's because I'm very fond of Planet of the Daleks. It was my first classic story. So this is just like, wow. To me, you know, it's just absolutely stunning and gorgeous. And if you look down here, we have two of the eye plants from the story. As you can see, it's sort of like, well, leaves and vines and plants and, you know, the jungle basically. And if we actually look up here, I'm pretty sure this in the back, it looks like a waterfall. I think that's meant to be the ice pools from the Plane of Stones in the story, where obviously that iconic scene happens where two Daleks get pushed into the ice pool water. Well, liquid. Apologies if you can hear the noise in the background, but someone has decided to hoover. If it gets any louder, I'll just pause it and, you know, wait until it's done. Anyway, we're just going to continue. So, yeah. So you've got, you know, basically all that, and there's some like sort of rocks up here as well. I think that's meant to be rocks, I'm not too sure. Then you've got the sky and the TARDIS sort of lighting up. It's gorgeous, and even what I love about this as well, if we just close back out and focus, you can see it continues on, like it continues onto the spine. That's what's happened with these artworks. Basically, like it would just be that had art, but season 19 onwards, except from season 23 and 26, it's basically had the artwork continue on to there, and I think that's really cool. Even to the point where, like, this vine or plant, whatever, it continues to like here. You can see just a bit right there. So like two artworks sort of colliding, I guess you could say. I just think that's really cool. How just shows you how far these artworks have came. There we go. So yeah. So let's get into the booklet. So if we open it, we have this absolutely gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous. Again, this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite bits of art from any of these box sets. This picture from the Three Doctors. So you've got the Third Doctor, obviously, Jo Grant, a gel guard behind her, and Omega. It's just, this is so gorgeous. I know I keep saying this a lot, but fucking gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So that's the thing I was going to come back to saying, actually. Basically, these disc arts, they are like, you can see sort of like there's like a sort of entrance behind them. So what they've basically done is they've took the sort of entrances from the Three Doctors, and put them on the discs, which I think is actually quite cool. So I just shown that disc there, and as you can see, it's lit in the background. So that is very cool. Then if we open it, we have the booklet, which I'm going to come back to. As you can see in here, we have this CGI render of the console from season 10, and it's from the Three Doctors. Well, it's the same one throughout the season, but this is a specific look for the Three Doctors. So obviously we've got the TARDIS console, the roundels, and the doors, and everything you expect. Whatever that's meant to be. Is that not meant to be because obviously in those in the early first Doctor stories, you've got the machines which sort of like print the dematerialization codes or whatever. I think it's meant to be that. I'm not too sure. Console. And then if we look up here, as you can see, we have William Hartnell doing contact on the TARDIS scanner. And I think that's really cool that they've done that. That's such a nice touch. And it's just nice, and just you can tell these are made by fans. That as well. These are made by fans, these box sets, which I just think there's no other better folk to make them. Then if we look down here, we have the Find from the Three Doctors with Patrick Troughton's recorder, and it's basically the find that saves the day. It's just funny how he's bickering over his recorder in that story, and that's what ends up, saving the day. It's just hilarious. It's absolutely brilliant. Three Doctors is just wow. So yeah, and then basically you've got the floor, if it'll focus, and the ceiling here. Okay, so we're going to close this. Well, that is way too out. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to close this for now, and we are going to take a look in the booklet. So this is basically the same as what you've just seen in here before you open it to the console. It's the same picture and everything, so don't need to go over that again. It says Doctor of the Collection Season 10, and we have a lovely picture of John Pertwee on the back. You can see like some jail guards lurking there as well. So yeah. Again, the colours are gorgeous, like sort of green and brownish red, and there's a bit of pink again, blue. It's just gorgeous. Anyway, so if we open it, here we have a picture of John and Katie from The Green Death. It was like leaving home, Katie Manning. Katie was far and away my favourite girl, and she fitted in perfectly with the way that I wanted to do the show. John Pertwee. The first milestone, welcome to season 10. By 1973, Doctor Who had regained its reputation as a dynamic, populist slice of Saturday evening entertainment, broadening its appeal from children to a much wider age group. For the past 2 seasons, the programme had enjoyed a relatively stable period on and off screen, with its unit group of semi-regulars supporting John Pertwee and Katie Manning as the series leads. But change was afoot. Producer Barry Letts and script editor Terence Dicks had decided it was time to free the series of its earthbound setting and return it to its roots. For their third and final season together, the Doctor and Jo would be launched back into time and space. I'm not going to read this all out, I just wanted to sort of read the first paragraph there. But yeah, again, pause this if you do want to read. So here we have the Three Doctors. I have watched every single thing on here, by the way. And Tell you what, we'll quickly go through them. So, I'll just give my quick opinion on the stories as well. Three Doctors, ton of fun. It's lovely to see William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton back in their respective roles. The John Pertwee and Patrick Troughton bickering is the best part of the story. It's just hilarious. Omega's a great villain. The Jail Guard's not the best, but you know, they're like, oh, that's a. You can just look at them and like, oh, that's a classic Doctor Who monster. But it's a ton of fun. Three Doctors is so good. I give it a 8 out of 10. So we've got commentary, which I haven't listened to, Infotext, which because this stuff, I haven't listened to the commentaries, but I've basically watched all the bonus features. Making of documentary is great. Behind the Sofa with Katie Manning, Richard Franklin, John Levine, Pete McTee, Joe Wilkinson, and Phil Collinson. So we've got Behind the Sofa. Looking for Lenny, which was a really sweet and touching documentary. Looking for Lenny deleted scenes, clean opening and closing titles, alternative opening and closing titles with the Delaware theme. Again, those are both great. BBC Trials and Continuity, Blue Peter, Nationwide John Pertwee and his Caravan, which is hilarious. You've got Who Highlights, HD Photo Gallery, and PDF Written Archive. So there you go. And then there's a picture here. It just tells you about the development of the story. So again, do pause this if you want to read it. Some lovely artwork from the Three Doctors there. Carnival of Monsters. I rewatched this one recently, and it's slightly gone down for me. It used to be what? Okay, it used to be my second least favourite of season 10, but now it is my least favourite. It's not bad. It's a bloody great story, and it's written by Robert Holmes, the greatest Doctor Who writer ever. But I don't know. I mean, it's just slightly, just gone down for me a bit. Still give it a 7.5 out of 10 though. Probably the next time I watch it, it will go back up for me. So we've got audio commentary 1, audio commentary 2, infotext, making of documentary, which is again great. Behind the Sofa, again great. Studio footage, I think I remember what that is. It was quite good. It was a sort of look at the development. Visual effects footage, CSO demo, episode 2 early edit, which is normally the version I watch when I watch Carnival of Monsters. I tend to watch the early edit just because it's got more stuff in it. You've got a revised ending, which was weird. BBC Trials and Continuity, HD Photo Gallery, PDF Written Archive. Coming soon, a trailer for the Dalek War box set with Frontier in Space and Planet of the Daleks. Again, another photograph. Again, gorgeous artwork from Carnival of Monsters here. Also, just want to point out with these, they even tell you the reception, like how well they done, and how many viewers each part got, and it tells you where they came in the recent Doctor Magazine poll in 2014. So I'll just go back to Three Doctors actually. Three Doctors came in 51st place with a 79% rating. Carnival of Monsters was 64th and a 77% rating. So there you go. But I think that's really cool, even how they tell you the like how well they done. But yeah. Frontier in Space. Now, when I first watched this, I was not very keen on it. I think it's one you appreciate more as you get older. And oh my god, Frontier in Space is a fucking classic. It is brilliant. It is now my third favourite story of season 10. It's better than Three Doctors and Carnival of Monsters. I think, did I say? I have, don't know if I said, but I give The Three Doctors an 8 out of 10. Carnival of Monsters, 7.5 out of 10. Frontier in Space, I give a 9 out of 10. It's just a great big 6-part epic space opera. And I adore it, honestly. It's just so good. Like, it's fantastic. Just, there's just something so cool about it, I think. And it is Roger Delgado's last appearance as the Master before he sadly passed away, which is a real shame. It is gutting. He's a fantastic Master, the best. Nothing beats the original. The Draconians are cool. The Ogrons, you know, they're up to their old selves. You've got a surprise at the end, which I'm not going to spoil, but everyone should know what it is. Just throws you off what happens at the end. It's just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10. So again, for this, you've got audio commentary, infotext, making of documentary Behind the Sofa, which are both great. Roger Delgado tribute, which was very sad. Because I remember I tried watching it a while ago, but I don't think I could get into it. But watching it on this box set, it is a real shame. It's a great tribute in the documentary about his life. You've got visual effects footage, which is 57 minutes of mute special effects shots. Now, I when I was making my way through these discs, when I went on it, pressed on it, put the display button up, press the display, 57 minutes, and it was silent. I was like, oh my god. I thought, I'm gonna have to pull out the phone for this one. Like, just because I still watched it. Basically, every time a new model shot came on, I would look back at the screen. It's just, I don't. If it had sound, yes, but because it didn't, I just don't have the patience for that kind of thing. Sorry if that makes people angry, but I don't, because it's silent. That's the thing. I just don't have the patience for it. But I still, you know, watched it every time. Like, every time a new shot came on, I looked back at the screen, went, oh, that's cool. But yeah, they're cool. It's nice seeing. It's nice having making of stuff sort of early as this, like, you know, when they were making it. John Pertwee introduction, which has been on quite a few things now. I think it's on The Enemy of the World. Actually, I think this is a different one. This might be a different one, actually. But you've got that. BBC Continuity, The Perfect Scenario Part 1, updated 2019 version, which basically this is a 2-part documentary looking into Frontier in Space and Planet of the Daleks and their sort of political themes. Like how similar they are. Like, for example, they've updated them for this set, which is cool. But I remember trying to watch like the Planet of the Daleks one a couple of years ago, and I just could not get into it, just because I just wasn't interested. But watching both parts on this set, I must say it's a very good documentary. Basically, Planet of the Daleks has political themes, or it's got themes of the Vietnam War. I think it is the Vietnam War, and I never realised that. It's actually got quite a lot of similar, you know, like things in it. But it's a great 2-part documentary. Episode 2 credits. HD photo gallery, PD written archive. So again, pause if you want to read. artwork for Frontier in Space. There's the Ogron Bollock monster, as I like to call it. Planet of the Daleks. 10 out of 10. My first classic Doctor Who story. My first John Pertwee story. And my third favourite story ever. I fucking love Planet of the Daleks. I know some people say, oh, it's just a rip-off of the Daleks. It's a trash compactor of the 60s Dalek stories. Yeah, and it kind of is. But I love that because it just has nostalgic feeling to it. It's basically, is it Nicholas Briggs? He's described this story as the Daleks' greatest hits. And that's the perfect way to sum it up. It is the Daleks' greatest hits, basically. But yeah, I love the story. I love the themes in it. I love John Pertwee's quote. What is it again? Courage isn't just a matter of not being frightened, you know. It's being afraid and doing what you have to do anyway. Fantastic quote. I think, yeah, it's my favourite Doctor Who quote ever. It's just so true and it's just brilliant. But yeah, there's that. What as well? The Daleks are utterly ruthless in it. You know, they just feel like their old selves again. And just got a wonderful cast. You've got wonderful sets. You've got great characters. Joe Grant's really good in this. You've got a great, interesting races, interesting plants. This bad boy, Planet of the Daleks Supreme, which is the best Dalek design ever. They will never top that. It's just fantastic, in my opinion. I fucking love it. It's just brilliant. Planet of the Daleks. So for this, we've got an audio commentary, which I have listened to on a DVD, and it was good. Optional 5.1 surround sound mix, which I enjoyed very much. Optional updated special effects, not so much. They're shit. Info text, whoa. Making of documentary behind the sofa. Restoration featurette, which is about how they restored episode 3 to make it into full colour again, which is really good. Stripped for action, the Daleks. Blue Peter with the stolen Daleks, which is hilarious. BBC Trials and Continuity. Commentary extra. The Perfect Scenario Part 2. HD Photo Gallery. PDF written archive. Coming soon. Trailer for The Green Death. By the way, I have read all this booklet. Basically what I done was before I delved into the set, I read the introduction. And then each time after I had finished, I think that's how I'd done it with the introduction. I did read that though. And then after I finished each disc, I basically read each part of their part in the booklet. Here's the artwork for Planet of the Daleks, which is that awesome Target book cover. Oh yeah, the reception for Frontier in Space, I forgot. 127th with a 70% rating. Planet of the Daleks came 123rd with a 71% rating, which is bullshit. Yeah. And finally, The Green Death. Again, what a fantastic story. This is what my third favourite John Pertwee story. I think it's my third favourite. It's just so good. There's a great environmental message in it. The giant maggots, they're terrifying. I don't care what anyone says. They're creepy as hell. You've just got just interesting stuff going on, and it's very well written because Barry Letts, I think it was Barry Letts or Terrence Dicks. Was it Terrence or Barry? I can't remember. It was one of them. Basically, because the pollution was rising, one of them was they wanted to write something about it. And then basically one of them said, want to make a Doctor Who story about it? I think it was Barry that said that to Terrence. I can't remember. I feel bad, I can't remember that. yeah, that's how it was basically created, which is pretty cool. Yeah, just Unit's great in this, and John's fantastic as ever. So is Joe. And then you've obviously got the departure of Joe Grant, sadly, which is the best companion departure ever in the show's history. It's just because I rewatched it. I think it was yesterday or the other day, and it's just so heartfelt and sweet, and you just want Katie, well, Joe, to go off in that yellow roadster with John, but I don't know. She's happy, she's in love, and she's sad. And just that closing shot just gets me every time. Just John driving off into the sunset. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Green Death is a 10 out of 10. So you've got audio commentary 1, audio commentary 2, audio commentary 3, infotext, making of documentary behind the sofa, keeping up with the Jonases, which is basically Katie Manning and Stuart Bevan having a fun romp in the Welsh locations used in the Green Death. The Unit Family Part 2. I'm trying to remember I think Part 1's either on Inferno or Day of the Daleks. I can't remember actually. It's on 370s DVDs, but you've got Part 2 here. Visual effects featurette, Robert Sloman interview, Stuart Bevan interview, Wales Today, BBC Continuity, BBC News, Nationwide, what Katie did next, Global Conspiracy, which is a nice little sort of parody comic short with Mark Gatiss, Global Conspiracy interviews, HD photo gallery, PD written archive, and coming soon. Just make sure you can see this all well, just so you can read it. Artwork for the Green Death, which again is gorgeous. Green Death actually has quite a lot of information. And this was can't find it. There's no rating. Where did it come in the poll? Okay, right, sorry. I cannot find the magazine poll result anywhere in this information. I've looked through it and I just cannot find it. So I'm going to quick check again. No, I cannot find it whatsoever. So I looked it up online on another device, and it came in 30th place in the 2014 poll. No idea about the percentage rating, but yeah, there we go. So yeah. Lovely photo of Katie and Stuart there. And then the bonus disc. So we have Doctor Who and the Third Man, which is basically an in-depth documentary looking into the Pertwee era. This is my favourite bonus feature from the box set, 100%. It's an hour and 34 minutes. And in my opinion, it's the greatest Doctor Who bonus feature that we have ever had made. Because it's so cool and so in depth. It's just, honestly, it's amazing. If you've got this set and you haven't watched it yet, watch it, because it's bloody great. But you've got John Pertwee, Katie Manning, Barry Letts, Terence Dicks, Stephen Moffat, and Mark Gatiss, presented by Matthew Sweet. Blue Peter, Pebble Mill at 1, which is great. Death of the Doctor, which is the 2 Sarah Jane episodes. Again, they are fantastic. The Green Death Omnibus, which is a 90-minute version. Basically, it takes 15 minutes out of the six parts each. So part 1 15 minutes, part 2 15 minutes. And basically turns it into a film, but it's missing 55-ish minutes. It was alright. Much prefer the original 6-part version. The thing is on this, they're missing John dressed up as a cleaning lady. I mean, what the hell? You can't do that. Season 10 Blu-ray trailer, which is fantastic. The Panopticon archive, which again is fantastic. On the original 3 Doctors DVD, this was about half an hour. But on here, I think it's just over an hour long. There's a lot more stuff on this, in this, and you've got Katie Manning's lovely shiny legs in HD. Audio archive, studio clocks, and the PDF written archive. And then you've got all the credits. Well, you've got the credits. Basically, everyone who made this box set for Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 10. I'll just quickly show you the artwork. Like that. There you go. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So, I'll just put this back in. And we'll put the slip cover back on. So there you have it, folks. Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 10. Got one more thing to say about this though. You may have noticed I haven't pointed out something. That's this. The autograph on the front, which says, "To Lennon, hugs, Katie Manning, kiss, kiss." Basically, Katie Manning was originally meant to go to a 2018 Comic-Con near me, but she couldn't make it due to her flight being cancelled. I remember being very upset. But she said maybe next year, and basically a couple of weeks after, she was already put on for the 2019 lot, so she was going there, no question about it. So we knew for ages that she was going to go to the 2019 one, and then when this got confirmed last year, you know, I was going to get originally to sign Planet of the Daleks, but this obviously I just couldn't pass on, because this box set means so much to me. It is one of my favourite items in my collection. It's probably my favourite DVD Blu-ray set. And it just has a lot of meaning to me. I'm so happy I got it. I adore this thing to bits. I love it. But yeah, when this got announced, I just thought, yeah, that's an offer I can't pass. I need to get Katie Mann to sign it. So I did. And she was the most sweetest person I've ever met. And I'm not just saying that for the sake of it. I actually genuinely mean that. She is the nicest person you could ever meet in the world. She is wonderful. She's fantastic. She's such a lovely person. Just, I adore her. And she gave me an autograph for free. Which was amazing. Got a photo with her, and I got a photo shoot with her, and just everything. I met John Levine as well that weekend. He was amazing. Got him to sign Death with Alex. He was so funny. But yeah, this is my favourite Doctor Who collection box set. And Katie Manning, she was just so lovely. Like when she signed this, and we hugged, because obviously she hugs everyone. She squeezed me literally, so I squeezed back. That sounds really weird, but it was such a joy meeting her. Oh, it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. Great time. Great day that was. But yeah. Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 10, Blu-ray box set. Overall, what would I give it? 10 out of 10. Nothing wrong with this box set. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Because I have such a strong connection to this, because it's my era. It's the era I love. It's John. It's Katie. It's John Levine, Richard Franklin, Nicholas Courtney, Roger Delgado. You know, it's just that you've got that unit, Doctor Companion team, then you've got that villain, and you've got Drash Eggs, you've got Gel Guards, you've got Omega, you've got Daleks, you've got Spyrodons, you've got giant maggots, you know, you've just Draconians, Ogrons, the Master, you've just got everything. Just such an epic, great season. 5 perfect stories, not a single bad one in my opinion. They're all perfect. This is one of the best seasons ever in Doctor Who, and this is the best Jon Pertwee season. Now, that might be a bit controversial because loads of people love Season 7. I adore Season 7. Season 7 is fucking brilliant. But this is just... it's just fantastic. Such a great era of Doctor Who, you know. And I love it. I love it all. I love it with all my heart, and I love it to bits. It's fantastic. And I would highly recommend you get this box set. Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 10. So there you go. That is my review for it. Sorry if this video, this video is nearly an hour. It's gonna take a fucking while to upload, but you know, it'll be fine. Yeah, sorry if this video's ages, but I just wanted to do something really in depth for this because I just love it and it means so much to me. But that is my review for Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 10. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.